You feel broken, misaligned, maybe even lazy. But what if the very habits you think are flaws, your silence, your restlessness, your chronic overthinking, aren't dysfunctions, but the markers of a high-functioning mind trying to survive in a low-functioning world? Let's rewind the tape. Number 7, you overanalyze everything, even this video. If you've already paused this video 3 times to evaluate the tone, the pacing, or whether I'm being sarcastic, congratulations, you're probably smarter than average. Overanalyzing isn't just anxiety in a tuxedo, it's pattern recognition on steroids. Highly intelligent people have an almost compulsive need to understand, not just what was said, but what wasn't. You reread text messages, detect shifts in micro-expression, and sometimes even correct people silently in your head. But this habit also makes your inner world exhausting. You spend 80% of your energy decoding motives and predicting outcomes no one else is even aware of. Imagine your brain as a surveillance system that never powers down. At best, you're hyper-aware. At worst, you're mentally spiraling in aisle 6 of the grocery store because someone didn't say "thank you" back. But here's the catch. The mind that sees everything often feels everything. And that emotional depth, paired with analytical sharpness, creates a uniquely intelligent torment. You don't just live life, you dissect it. Number 6, you talk to yourself a lot. You're not crazy, or maybe you are. But so was Einstein. If your inner monologue is basically a 24/7 podcast with 0 ad breaks, you're not alone. Internal dialogue, narrating tasks, processing emotions, arguing with your past self is a classic sign of metacognition, the ability to think about your thinking. It's a cognitive gym that only the mentally fit bother visiting. Self-talk helps you process abstract ideas, rehearse conversations, and solve problems creatively. But it also means you have an unfiltered backstage pass to your own mess. While others act, you analyze. While others react, you rehearse reactions in 5 different tones, just in case. Outwardly, it looks like you're whispering into a microwave or arguing with a soap bottle. Internally, you're hosting a roundtable on existential dread. This tendency to loop thought after thought, often without resolution, isn't a glitch. It's your brain running at a level of complexity most people don't even get to access. You're not just talking to yourself, you're talking to every version of you. Number 5, you struggle with simple tasks but excel in chaos. You can draft a theory about the metaphysical implications of time, but can't for the life of you remember where you placed your socks. Intelligent minds often bypass the obvious in pursuit of the abstract. It's not that you're incompetent, it's that your brain is wired for complexity. Folding laundry? Tedious, but reorganizing your entire belief system after reading one philosophical quote? That's Tuesday. The paradox of intelligence is this. The more complex your mind, the harder it is to stay grounded in the mundane. You crave stimulation, not repetition. This can make you look scattered or absent-minded to others, when in reality, you're just bored out of your skull. That lazy trait people tease you about? It's your brain rejecting meaningless tasks, not because you're weak, but because you're misaligned with the shallow rhythms of the surface world. Ironically, when real chaos hits, breakups, trauma, existential crises, you suddenly perform like a seasoned strategist. Because that's where your mind wakes up. You're not bad at life. You're just better at the parts that hurt. Number 4, you struggle to fit in because you're too good at adapting. Let me explain. You observe people so well that you start becoming them. You mirror tone, behavior, beliefs, effortlessly. This makes you socially fluid, but existentially lost. High intelligence often comes with a heightened social radar. You read the room, adjust your frequency, and survive by blending. But the downside? You forget who you are when no one's looking. While others find safety in identity, you find it in invisibility. You might seem agreeable, easygoing, even charismatic. But inside, there's a quiet grief, a longing for someone who sees you behind the ever-shifting mask. This isn't manipulation, it's survival. Because when you're this perceptive, you learn early that being different often means being punished. So you play the role, you wear the face, you stay in character. And then, one day, you wake up exhausted, not from life, but from pretending to belong. Number 3, you experience moral vertigo. Over tiny decisions, you're buying toothpaste. You stare at 7 options and suddenly feel the crushing weight of late-stage capitalism, dental propaganda, and your inability to commit. Meanwhile, the person next to you grabs the mint gel like it's not a whole identity crisis. High intelligence makes you aware of context, consequence, and contradiction. You don't just pick, you question the ethics behind the brand, the ingredients, the marketing. And that slows everything down. From toothpaste to text replies, every micro-decision can spiral into a macro-analysis. You're not indecisive, you're hyper-decisive because every choice carries too many implications. You're playing 4D chess in a world that's still figuring out checkers. This is why relationships, jobs, and even hobbies are hard. You overthink to the point of paralysis. Because what if your next move defines your entire life? Spoiler, it probably won't, but try telling that to the brain that sees through every layer of the matrix and still can't choose between sparkling or still water. Number 2, you get obsessed with things. And then suddenly stop. You fall in love with a subject, a person, a puzzle, completely. You devour everything, learn obsessively, live inside it. And then, it's gone. Just like that. Boredom hits, passion evaporates. You're left feeling guilty, confused, and somehow empty. This isn't a flaw. It's how gifted cognition often works. High intelligence pairs with hyperfocus and dopamine sensitivity. You chase depth until there's nothing left to uncover, and then the spark dies. The world labels this as inconsistency, but it's actually the cost of curiosity. You weren't interested in the surface, you were diving for bones. The tragedy? Most systems punish this. School, work, relationships, all built for consistency, not intensity. So your brilliance gets mistaken for flakiness. But what the world calls giving up, you call mission complete. Your mind doesn't wander, it evolves. Number 1, you constantly question if you're actually smart. Here's the cruelest paradox of them all. Truly intelligent people often doubt themselves the most. Why? Because they're aware of what they don't know. The Dunning-Kruger effect proves that those with limited understanding tend to overestimate their intelligence. Meanwhile, those with real depth see how little they actually grasp. You know how much you don't know. You question your thoughts, your logic, your memories. You wrestle with imposter syndrome even after achieving things most people only fantasize about. You assume others are thinking as deeply as you. They're not. You beat yourself up for not having figured it all out. No one has. You think your flaws disqualify your intelligence, but your awareness of those flaws might be the highest form of it. The truly ignorant feel certain. The truly intelligent feel haunted. You're not broken. You're just seeing the world too clearly, too deeply, too early, and that comes with a weight most people will never feel. But if any of this felt like home, then maybe you're not alone in that weight. Comment below. My mind sees what others ignore.